Good Monday morning to you, to my viewers, to my friends, to whoever happens to stumble upon this. I wanted to share some, and again, this is a chronic illness and disease type vlog that I do. I am trying my best to go on a crusade to warn younger people that might be not eating as healthy or things that you need to prepare for after 40. I was fine until I got into my mid 50s, and, I'm fixing to roll over to my 6th century, so yeah. So young people, please be careful with processed food. I know I sound like a hypocrite saying that because it's hard. Once you lose your teeth and you're left with nerve damage, this is your life. And to people that follow King Cobra and know about his oral situation, if he waits too long, he's going to wind up with nerve damage. And this girl, can tell you that there is no worse or hell, because when he can't chew through a 5-pound sandwich, and I feel sorry for him. I wish I could just shake him and say, dude, you don't know the hell you're fixing to go through. Plus it costs, I could not find a dentist in the old rural area that I lived in, so I had to pay out of pocket $5,000 just to get them out of my head. Then I went to one of these stupid places and said, oh, we can make your teeth in a day. And I'm like, never, ever do that. They were ill-fitting. And when I went back for a second opinion, it turns out that I was not a candidate because the bone disease, and yes, my face still looks normal, but my mouth is getting smaller and smaller. And sometimes I feel, and I can't whistle. You lose your teeth, you can't whistle. It's like, look. Who gonna come run into that? Can't do it. So if he ever run across my video, I'd be like, young man. And besides, if that infection gets in his bloodstream, which I'm surprised it doesn't, maybe the alcohol is even it out. I think he is self-medicating. It's a shame that an autistic person would truly turn to ruin. I don't make fun of him. I find him interesting. I think he's a good kid under heart. But the things that he does, and I don't agree with him denying God, but yet he'll turn around and say, oh my God. I'm like, if you don't believe in God, why are you calling his name? That's in vain, but that's him. But I just wish that I could get in touch with him. He ain't going to hear it from nobody. This kid is a stubborn little 14-year-old in a 34-year-old body. But when you lose your teeth for whatever reason, and mine were fine. I had $1 million smile, bridges, crowns, more bridges, cavities. I went from resin to polyresins to, first it was silver, metal, and about 17 polyresins. My teeth were fine, but the gum disease, because I have lupus and fibromyalgia, my gums got to where they were so poor, and I was spitting out chunks of flesh in the sink. Now, I didn't have decay, but I had the bones in my face was absorbing my teeth. And one day I will do a morbid, hey, dude in Colorado, Wyoming, where the fuck you at? This is what you'll wind up with, because the dentist thought it was crazy. I said, no, I'm going to put them in an apathy jar. That's $1 million smile. That was 10 years of going to the dentist, and at 30, I started begging for dentures, and then, whatever. So I'm just a soup girl. Now, back to the soup, because I always like to talk to other people out there that are my age, and there are some people that are in their 20s and 30s that have chronic illness and disease and chronic pain. I got lucky. I got a holy trinity of 3, which is awesome. In the spiritual realm, but in life not so much. Anyway, let's just get to the soup. Sometimes I like to reach out to the people that I know that are sick and suffering, so you are not alone. So here's what I made, and I did a video on it, and it ain't the prettiest thing, and the streaks in it is just where it's separated, because I used heavy cream and milk, and then I put olive oil in it so it can stay in your refrigerator. This is about 1 serving. It started out as chicken and rice, and I've taught you how to make, if you pay attention to my videos, but how to make perpetual soup. So when it would get low, I would cook it, let it cool down, then put it in the refrigerator. Do not put hot pans in your refrigerator, especially if your refrigerator has glass shelves. And oh, by the way, this is a metaphor, but he's too stinking cute. These were the trolls I had to deal with when I was, you know, a young whippersnapper. Because remember, I'm 100, right? Anyway, if you ain't eating this, I don't know who you is. But if you're in the South, that's the only mayonnaise. And yes, I have some Josh gravy. Hey, CEO, if you ever run across this, hey, guess what? I'm going to take a bath in that. But I love you, man. You're a genius if you see this. So, let me get myself back situated. Oh, the life of a crippled girl. Oh. Okay. I'm starting to feel like Helenese. She was a domestic goddess way back in the 80s. Okay. And we're going to take a sip of this. Because I haven't took my inhaler and I messed around and got out of breath on vlog. Hang on. Whew. Sometimes when you have asthma, as bad as I do, and they're talking nebulizers and oxygen, and I'm like, please don't. I'm not ready. We'll do a product placement here. So anyway, this is pretty decent. Again, I prefer mine because when I got to looking at it, now, when you are a diabetic, and I'm hungry, and I only usually eat once a day, and then I'll have a light snack. Now, 1 cup is not going to satisfy the hunger I woke up with because I'm diabetic and I woke up with low blood sugar. Now, that is horrible because I don't let myself have no more than 30 to 40 carbs in a day's time. So, probably what I'm going to do is a hodgepodge and make my perpetual soup, because this also has carrots, where mine had peas. Mine started out as chicken and rice, and then I always put peas and some kind of fiber because I do have, I sound like I'm dying, and maybe I am, who knows. But anyway, I have gastro problems, oh my God, and I got to go back, something ain't right. 5 stomach pills, y'all, for real. So a lot of times these processed foods, why people give pre-made or processed foods a hard grip. A hard grip. That's me. I'm going to apple grip this. Let me see if I can take a bite of it. Nope. Not going to happen. But anyway, I said, well, what's in it compared to mine? Now, your first 3 ingredients are always the one you want to go through. So, milk, chicken stock, water, chicken base. I didn't put meat in this, but there was meat from the chicken and rice soup. Flour for thickening, carrot, turmeric, I get it, broccoli, cheddar cheese. This has good stuff in it. I haven't run across anything. Mustard? I might have to do that. Vinegar, salt, oleo. Oh, I have not seen oleo in years. They're still using that? Paprika and hot pepper sauce. Wow. I was fixing this to be dogged out, but it's a little high. That's a little high, and I can eat the whole container, but with the stomach issues I'm having, he thinks it might be my pancreas or gallbladder. I don't know. I got to go back to, they want me to do 75 tests. I'm like, you know, once upon a time back in the day, you could go to the doctor, and if you had 75 things wrong with you, you come out there with 80 things right. Now they want you to a la carte, and if you look around, is there anybody out there? No, I'm home alone a lot. I can't run the roads, and I don't even drive my heavy Chevy anymore. which is gorgeous. It's a F1 collector Camaro with a lightning bolt blue. It's gorgeous. And she eats Mustangs for lunch. Sorry, not a Ford girl, but I did have a Mustang. So here's the soup before. Here's the soup. Now, I also have VoiceBox Discord because I sang on an app, and then I wound up finding some people that liked my voice enough to do some voiceovers and some projects for some people in Europe. I mean, the connections you can make, and I'm always going to plug that app. Yes, in short, it is a karaoke, but a lot of times it goes deeper. There are good people on the app. There are money-making opportunities. And Soundgrudge Records reached out to me. They wanted my voice for a song, so that was really cool. Not bragging. If you look on my community tab, I do have some singing. I don't sing anymore since I went Steve Perry. If you know, you know. I can no longer sing. I can sing my spiritual songs because I know the Lord don't care if I sound like this, but this is part of VoiceBox Discord because at the beginning of the video I was like, and now this. So this is the actual soup. Now I didn't put any cheese in mine at all because I was trying to, cut the carbs. And this pot looks a little crusty, but that's just dried soup. It's fine. So if you want to eat it, get you a good spoon. Let me see. It's probably done got cold. All right, here's you a bite. What do you think? Let me see what I think. Oh my God, that's so much better than mine, but mine's the healthy version. Virgin? Yeah, that's virgin soup. But you won't get 99 when Gabriel blows that horn or Michelangelo or whatever. If you know, you know. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to demolish this. Go back in there. Hang out with my Meezer. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, I am a habitual poster only because I heard a joke the other day, there's 60 and death. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Who says that when you turn 60, all you got to look forward to is death? Honey, I still feel 25 years old. It's the body, this carcass I'm dragging, and the organs within it, and the bones, and all the guts, and all that. I don't know. But it was so funny in chat, and I always say this because they don't know, but I'm kind of letting it out. I will be becoming or have already surpassed all of 6 centuries. I have seen a lot in these years. And so, always, and I'm going to leave you with this. Always, if you love your mama, first of all, if you're lucky enough to have a mama and daddy, because I've been on my own since I'm 15, so that's why I always say I'm 100, because I had to grow up quick. And for the first 15 years of my life, my daddy moved us from one side of the country to another, beat the living hell out of me and all 13 wives. And yes, maybe I'll write that book. When McJuggernuggets had the Story Fire, he actually reached out to me. I know him through Michael Green, who is Kid Behind the Camera. I just know him through his now wife's mother, Cindy. So I submitted a story on Storyfire that was emulating a little bit of my life and a little bit of fiction. One day I will post it. It's a great read. I was approached by somebody on the platform back when I was on desktop, but see, I just use devices now. I haven't set up my desktop, and I bought that computer about 8 years ago and never used it. But I will be sharing that as well. But the point I was making is please respect your elders, because, it's so disturbing to see young people. I love to see young people on fire for the Lord. I love to see young people laugh and enjoy their youth, because what they don't teach you in school and what you take for granted You need to start, you can fool around in your 20s and you can still party a little bit in your 30s, but by 40, it's time to hit the gym and start, manifesting your body to prepare. Now, I was good until I hit about 55. And I had been sick since I was 30. Hell, when I was born, I didn't weigh but 6 pounds. And I'm like, that's about the size of my foot. I'm just kidding. But, you just need to, I wish people, don't necessarily look at your mom and dad, but do pay attention to their health and your grandparents and your great grandparents if you were lucky enough to have those. Me, not so much. But, I just think that somebody in my family messed with a cousin, or I'm dealing with a generational curse, and it will end with me because my son has decided to be estranged and go his way. And that's fine, because God only gives you children for a little while. And then ultimately, we, they, them. And I'm not talking pronouns. I'm talking about people. It'll all work out for the good. So, respect your elders, because we raised all these so-called, these so-called genders of he, they, them, and I'm not going to go off on this. Look, if you were born with something that you could poke, then you're a boy. If you were born with something that could be pokeable, you're a girl. There's no happy medium. All this is the perversion and the sickness of this world that was written many years ago by a man called Jesus. Many, many years ago, before we had redemption in Christ. If today's day and age was happening back in the days of Moses, your ass would just be straight to hell. I guess. I don't know. I'm still learning. I believe in God, and I have experienced miracles. I'm not going to brag, because we're not supposed to do that. I'm just sharing my testimony while I've got your attention. Just if you can't, you don't have to be perfect. Just have a relationship. Oh my God, guess what? Sylvester's back. Oh, I hope you guys can see him. Do you see the black cat? Look, right there. I've got a stray. And sadly, there he is. Sadly. See, what happens is, I've got bird feeders here, and he's hungry. He got trapped under my house for about a week, and I thought I was losing my ever-loving mind, right? So, okay, that's enough. I thought I was losing my ever-loving mind. Yeah, he's done hunkered down in the shade. He's waiting for him some chicken. Yep, there's my bird feeders, okay? And there he is. So, he's going to catch one on the ground. But little does he know, the birds around here are pretty sharp. They ate up all the cicadas we got invaded in. But anyway, he got stuck in my house. Under my house, which is brick underpinning, if you will, brick foundation. And I thought I was losing my ever-loving mind. And I kept hearing it, and I finally figured out. I said, honey, and my husband said, come in. He said, the under the house door is wide open. And I said, there's a cat. And then he started hearing it. So that's Sylvester. I've already named him. He's mine. I can't interact with him, because if my cats smell another cat, they get kind of funny. And JoJo was born outside, so he is well aware. Even when I gave him grass yesterday on my shorts or on my videos, don't know at this point. Like I said, I had to cram a lot of videos to get my old private videos in circulation to the channel. So there's that. Okay. As usual, I have talked you to death. I'm Southern. We're friendly. And never ask old people how they feel. They'll tell you. Because remember, I'm 100. Yay! And I'm a Gemini. So if this is too rich for your diet, which I'm going to eat the hell out of this as soon as I can. If you're really watching your diet, I recommend this spoon. If you a hungry ass, here you go. I mean, look, I'm just being funny. All right, well, Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for liking my nails, because you know you do. Even if you're a dude, right? I'm just kidding. Anyway, this is 20 minutes. I've went on and on and on. Sometimes I do these for me just so I can say, what was I doing that day, or whatever. It's just a daily vlog and what I'm going to eat. And I will pull up some silly foolishness. Please check out my shorts. Thanks for putting up with me for this long. May you have a good Monday. Mine started out a little manic, and I'm out of breath, and I'm hungry, and I'm thirsty. So I got to go before my body says, yep, I didn't say it. I just said it. Bye. Come back. Please, come back. Please come home. I got no beans and no bologna. Okay, that was the last of the humor I could muster. Peace, y'all.